Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about how to change your status when you are in U.S. under DACA. As a reminder, I'm not your attorney. I provide very broad information in my videos. I also recommend that you contact an immigration attorney and review the facts of your case specifically. I'm Raluca Hanea. I provide immigration, business, and estate planning services to my clients. Today I'm here with my marketing manager, Nina Clear, and we are discussing DACA. And as always, thank you for your likes and shares and comments, as this helps to boost my post so more people can see.
Okay, so just for those who haven't seen our other DACA videos, what does DACA mean?
DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival, and it is a discretionary administrative relief for from deportation, and it also gives a work permit to those who have it.
And DACA is not considered a path to citizenship, right?
No, it's not.
Okay. So if you're here under DACA, are you still subject to the bans like that? And a ban is basically if a person's here illegally, they have to leave.
Yes.
For 3 or 5 or 10 years, depending on how long they were here. So is DACA still subject to that? If they want to become citizens, and they're going to have to leave the U.S. for a specific time period before they can apply for a green card?
Yes, they can be, but there are some exceptions.
And is there a way to become legal, in quotes, legal so to speak, even if they're here under DACA without having to leave the country for an extended time period?
Yes, there are several, but most common are an employment-based green card for people with 245 high protection, the marriage to a U.S. citizen, but keep in mind you must also look if you entered the U.S. legally on a visa, and if you left and returned without a valid visa before the marriage, or as EWI, like that's called entry without inspection. Another way is a U visa for victims of crimes who help the law enforcement. Another one is asylum. Another one is if you follow up on a parent's application. Or another one is temporary work visa, such as an H-1B, which is the most common, or an L-1, E-2, or O-1.
Okay, so each of those are so extensive.
Yeah, they are.
So we're not going to go over each of them right now, but they could be their own video, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Is there a waiver that you can file if you entered as an entered without inspection, or EWI?
Yes, there is, but you also must meet certain criteria to be eligible for this. It is very important to have all the facts of your EWI case law. And again, EWI isn't, okay, some case law has said that some EWI isn't actually no inspection, and your age at the time is also taken into consideration. Again, it's a lot of case law in this area, so you must talk with an attorney to see if you qualify.
Okay. And can you explain what advanced parole is? Sometimes we have DACA clients that say, well, I have advanced parole. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's something people often would like to know more about.
Yes, advanced parole is when an immigrant here on a temporary status obtains permission to leave and re-enter the U.S. legally.
Okay, so even DACA, even though it's not really a status, a legal status, they can get advanced parole with it.
Yes.
Is that right? And they can get permission and they file for that. And do you know how long that takes to get?
It takes a while, so they can, but it takes several months, and it is only granted for specific reasons, such as educational, religious, or humanitarian necessity.
Okay. And how would getting advanced parole help a DACA recipient?
It helps because when they come back into the country, they are now doing so legally. In interestingly, a few days, we found that actually a USCIS spokesperson has said that if people are here illegally, such as under DACA, and obtain advanced parole and come back into the US, they will now be eligible to apply for green cards under several categories.
So we have a spokesperson with the government agency who said that.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And it sounds, we kind of talked about all of those categories. There's so much to them, that like even the 245I protection or getting married to a citizen, all of that.
Exactly.
And then advanced parole again, all of them could use their own video just to explain.
Yes, they really could. There are so many parts to each one, and then applying the individual circumstances makes immigration law very individualized, and it cannot be solved by doing what your cousins, uncles, aunt's friend did.
Right, or neighbor.
Or neighbor. So you always have
right.
to check to see if your particular circumstances do qualify you for the benefit that you're applying for.
Okay. And I know that you said yesterday that they're no longer processing DACA applications for new filers, right? But I read that if you're under 18 and you're not here legally, you should still contact an attorney. Can you tell me why that is?
Yes, because based on the law, your status does not become illegal until after the age 18. So if you filed for deferred action before you were 18 and a half, you never had an illegal presence in the U.S. and might be able to start your path to citizenship. Unlawful presence is what can limit your immigration option. So we should make a plan now for anyone under 18 so that they can follow the legal steps to obtain their citizenship. And hello, everyone who's watching.
Because on the form that you file to become a citizen, it asks, have you ever lived in the U.S. illegally or entered the U.S. illegally, and how long you were here, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so if you aren't here illegally because you're not yet 18, that's something that could be helpful to you.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So is there anything else if you're under 18 that can alter your status?
Yes, we also talked in another video about the recent adoption case in the news, that was in the news. And there is also SIJ, or Special Immigrant Juvenile Status, that can be granted for children under the age of 18.
So adoption or SIJ could help someone under 18?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all we have for today, but tomorrow we will be talking about what may get you deported, even if you think you are safe under DACA. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hello, everyone. And please post your questions below, and we'll try to answer them. And we'll see you tomorrow.